everyone. Welcome back
Hi.
to Should We Unpack This? We are your hosts. I'm Lainey,
I'm Rochelle.
and welcome to episode 4.
It is episode
It
4.
is episode 4. Wow,
Wild.
time flies.
When you're having
Yeah,
fun.
exactly. And we're having a great time. In this episode, we are going to be unpacking the big D, which we alluded to in episode
Woo.
1.
We
So
did.
if you haven't watched that one, we'll put a link in the description below so you can catch up. By the big D, we're talking about divorce. So get your mind out of the gutter, everybody.
Yeah,
It's not that kind of show.
I mean, it could be.
It
Just
could be,
kidding.
but our parents do watch, so.
Awkward.
Hi, Dad. We're going to be unpacking our experiences going through divorce and our late 20s, early 30s. We unpacked kind of early 20 marriages in episode 2. So we'll also link that in our description too if you want to catch up on that. And basically we were chatting about, things our younger selves would ask us. So today we're going to be talking about just our experience and our journey through navigating the tricky world of divorce.
So tricky.
So tricky. So Rochelle, how many years has it been? How about this? How about we do how many years? The age when you got married, the amount of time you were married for, and then years since the ending of that relationship.
I gotta do some math. I didn't even keep track.
I'm going to quiz you, so be prepared.
One moment, please.
Let me whip out my calculator.
Oh, actually, though.
Yeah. So while she's
Okay.
doing some quick maths.
Yeah. I'm legit doing some math right now.
What were you? You were 21 when you got married, right?
I was 21.
Yeah, 21.
And I
when you
was
got
married 11 years.
Okay. And then
I've been divorced for 2 years.
Has it only been 2?
Yeah, I guess.
Wow. Oh, okay. I don't know why.
I thought it
just
was
thought-
more.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Separated 3.5 years. Divorced 2 years.
Okay. Cool. I was
Cool.
cool. Let's move on. I was like 23, about to turn 24, basically. When I got married, we were married for 5 years, and now I've been divorced for 5 years. Yeah, 5 years.
Wild.
Separated 6 before that. Yeah. So after divorce, or even going through divorce, really after separation, one of the many questions that I know I received from friends or just curious onlookers who were present in my life at that time. Yeah. The number one question that I get, and I still get to this day, is how did you know? And it's the question that everyone asks. Like, how did you know when it was time to just end the relationship? And I don't think this is specifically relevant just to marriage, but really to any relationship. And it doesn't even have to be a relationship between a couple. It could be like friendships. It could be whatever relationship that you're experiencing in your life that I think people are questioning, is this relationship still serving me in a way that is positive and is, helpful for my life, or is something that I want in my life still? So how did you know?
Such a loaded question.
It is such a loaded question. And maybe before we get to that, maybe it'd be easier as that's like a buildup. So like that would be maybe the question we end with is, how did you know? Because I think to every story there is a buildup. There are plot twists, right?
For sure.
So maybe we can dive into getting married young and not really knowing ourselves yet. And so we've kind of already chatted about that a little bit in episode
Dabbled in
2.
that a little bit.
We did dabble into that. And some responses that I've gotten from that video is people are like, we wanted more. We want to know more. So this one's for you, everybody.
This is for you, everyone.
Here's the more. Yeah. So getting married young, how did that shape you, I guess?
Yes. I think getting married young, I feel like it was the focus, at least for me, was a lot on like the excitement of the wedding and like the excitement of like moving out and the excitement of like starting a life with someone.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, it was like super exciting. It felt right. Like everything was like rainbows and butterflies and roses, and like it just at the time felt like the next step.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
do you think there were any outside influences though to getting married super young? No? You're like, this is it.
Yes.
And what would those?
Yes. So yes, the influences were, I did grow up in a very, I want to say strict. I'm just going to say it, strict Christian home. That is what I grew up in. And like living with someone before you were married was not an option, or it was highly frowned upon, at least by my parents for sure. And I would say probably the community as well.
Right.
And so,
and by the community, we're talking about like the church community.
Yes, the church community.
And we're not like,
we're not
throwing shade.
No, we're not throwing shade at all.
We're just speaking for our experiences.
It is what it is. Yes, that is what I experienced. Yeah. And so marriage was the only option. Like you wanted to live with this person, you wanted to start your life, it was via marriage. Right. So I would definitely say that is why I definitely got married so young. Like if that hadn't been what was like the standard, I'm sure I would have, well, I don't know. Maybe I would have still gotten married. But I think I definitely would have lived with the person first. Mm-hmm. And definitely in hindsight. Yeah. Live with your partner first.
Yeah. It's always a good
it's a good test.
It is a good test, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's some good advice.
Like cohabitating with people is not easy. Like
no.
There are things you learn that you don't learn by just hanging out,
Absolutely. And especially if you're going from your parents' households to now
which
your
was
own.
Also another factor.
Yes. Yes.
Both of us just went from our parents' homes to building a home together. Mm-hmm. So also kind of stressful when you think back about it. Like you're just learning it all on the fly with someone.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. As we talk about like marriage and getting married young, what do you think like the gap between the idea of marriage and the reality of it was for you?
I really think at the time I focused a lot on the wedding. Like it wasn't so much like the aftermath of the actual marriage. Well, I was excited for that. Like I think it was very much like all just like happy thoughts. Like, this is going to be so great. Like, the wedding's going to be so much fun. And, like, living with this person is going to be so much fun. And, like being out of my parents' house is going to be so much fun. Like, it was all, like, all the, like, probably, what's the word? Naive?
Yeah! Naive thoughts?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Words are hard for me today as well, apparently. But, yeah, it was just, like... It wasn't so much about, like, I really don't think I thought a lot about, and I think because of the age as well, it was just very much like, this is going to be fun. And, like, I have fun with this person, and this is going to be great.
Do you think that because your parents are still married to this day, like, they had a long...
It is actually their 40th wedding anniversary this month coming up.
What? Yeah. 40 years? Oh,
40 years.
Congratulations to them.
Congrats, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It is awesome.
So do you think growing up with that example of what marriage is, do you think that also influenced your how you navigated marriage?
Yeah, I think so too. And like also in the church community, like divorce is just not really like an option or like something
Mm-hmm.
that's talked about. Like it happens, obviously, but it's not like you go into it thinking, you're not thinking about divorce. You're not thinking
Right.
this is going to end. You're just like, I'm with this person. I made this commitment and we're going to like make it work till the end, which
Mm-hmm.
is like a great thought process, I think.
Well, I don't think
But
anybody really gets married thinking
no,
like
like no one's like,
this
yeah,
has an
this might
expiry
end.
date. This
2020 is when this is going to end. All right.
yeah, yeah, like I'm gonna
Let's make it
get
count.
divorced soon.
Yeah. Like you don't go into it thinking like that. And yeah, I don't even think I knew a lot of divorced people, you know?
Hmm.
So
I mean, I
yeah.
didn't. My parents are divorced,
Mm,
and I grew up in a blended family, and I mean, that's we can touch on that in another episode, but just some
uh,
quick
so
background
much
because
to unpack.
yeah. um, but yeah, I think from my perspective, I didn't know a lot of divorced parents either, or divorced
Mm,
families. Like most of my friends'
mm-hmm,
parents were still together.
mm-hmm.
That I mean, I've had maybe like one or two friends that I can think of in this moment where that I was close with where their parents were divorced. But anyways,
Yeah.
I remember when I was getting married, I just was like, this is it. I did it.
Yeah.
I I figured it
Check.
out. Yeah, like this is forever. I don't have to worry about finding that partner. I don't have to worry about, ever having to do any of this ever again.
Yes, dating again. Oh.
Yeah, yeah. And I think even like when my ex-husband and I started dating, we were like fresh out of high school, like so
Mm,
young.
mm-hmm.
So to have that even like in my mind being like, this is it, he's the one, like that's also like it's pretty crazy that I thought that way. Not in the sense that like he wasn't a bad guy or anything by any means, but
Yeah.
I just like to be so set on my future for the rest of my life is like,
Yeah.
like
I
girl,
feel you.
you you've experienced some things, but you haven't really
You.
experienced what it means to be an adult. So, and like what forever truly
Feel like
means.
we thought we did though. We were
Oh,
like, yeah,
yes.
we are
Yeah.
so grown and like mature and
Yeah.
know everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm actually
So,
pretty sure. Sorry, I
no,
just
go
cut
for
you
it.
off there.
No, no, no.
I'm pretty sure there were several people close to me that were like, "Why are you like why? Why so
Hmm.
young? Like just wait. Like what's the rush?" And I'm like, "You guys don't know what you're talking about. You don't know anything. Like you these are all like older, wiser people being like, maybe take a minute. Like, do we need to
Yeah.
like do this right now?" And I'm like, you don't know anything. I am in love and like I'm not scared to show it. And like we're getting married.
Well, love conquers all,
Love
right?
conquers love conquers all. And I just like look back and I like now can like I look at other people and do the same thing. And I'm
Hmm.
like you're so young, like just just wait.
Maybe give it a
And
few
like
years.
I totally see it from those people's perspectives now. I should tell them. You were right.
You were right.
I'm sorry I was so naive.
I mean,
Um,
I think that's just part
but
of
like
growing up, right?
it's part of life. We make I'm not going to say mistakes because it wasn't a mistake, but we just we learn.
Hmm.
We learn from experiences.
Yeah, it was part of your journey.
It was part of my journey, and I have
Yeah.
my beautiful daughter, and I wouldn't
Hmm.
change that for anything. So,
Yeah. And I think it's important to acknowledge like it wasn't all
no,
bad.
it wasn't all bad. Like you talked about that happiness song by Taylor
Yes.
Swift last week. I totally relate to that. Like there was happiness and like there are such happy moments. Like it wasn't all bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I would like to acknowledge that.
So, staying on the theme of what we thought the gap between the idea of marriage and the reality of it is,
Yes.
um, what did we think marriage would be versus like what it was day to day? I mean,
I
I
feel like
can. Do
you
you want
could
me to go
start. I
first?
feel
Yeah,
like
I
that's
can.
a loaded
It
question.
is. It is very loaded. I think for me, I just thought it would all be so easy.
Yes.
Like, I thought that because we had um a relationship where we had a lot of fun together,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think it's easy to have fun together when you don't have to live with each other every single day. And you don't
Totally.
have like the responsibilities of
The
dishes
household and
and
yeah.
groceries and bills
Mm-hmm.
and figuring out finances, which is so, so big.
Mm.
And I think, I don't know, I can't say this for everyone. And like financial stress is the worst kind of stress, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I found myself in a position where I was like, go live your dreams. I will hold down the fort. I will be the one with like, I'm gonna, whatever my career was at that time or whatever my dream of
Mm-hmm.
career was, like, I got the steady income. Like, if you want to be an entrepreneur, I support that. I think I definitely enjoy people living out their dreams. I love
Yeah.
witnessing that. I love supporting that. I think everyone deserves to be happy. And because I wasn't necessarily unhappy in my
Mm-hmm.
employment, I'm like, yeah, this is fine. And I think that was
Yeah.
also demonstrated to me too with what I witnessed growing up. Like my dad and my stepmom were very much like are very hard workers.
Mm.
And, you know, we they always gave us everything that we needed
Mm-hmm.
and honestly like what we wanted too most of the time. Like they were very generous.
Yeah.
Um but I think just that mentality of like you can always make more money.
Yeah.
Um but I think that that starts to wear on you, or it started to wear on
Mm.
me too, of like always being, that person to always have like the steady job and
Mm-hmm. It's a lot
work
of
the long
pressure.
hours. Yeah, yeah, not it is. And always being the one that was, more so like in the finances of it all
Mm-hmm.
and trying to stay in check, I guess. Or
It's a
just trying to
lot.
make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think also a gap is like communication.
Mm.
And there's, I think, something to say about, the people pleaser in me and bringing up the hard conversations, which again we touched
Mm-hmm.
on in a previous episode, but I think there's so much to unpack there of communication styles. And I remember back in my day when
Back in
I got
my day.
married, the the love languages book,
Oh, yes.
the five
Mm-hmm.
love languages was really, really big. And I
Yes.
remember reading that on the plane ride home from our honeymoon and
Really?
being like, we're going to figure this out. Like, I'm going to be so prepared. We're going to talk about our love languages. And we're just like, this is the recipe to a successful marriage, 100%.
Love it.
I remember being so focused on that and being like, this is the key. This is it.
Mine was the Love and Respect book. When we got engaged, we
Okay.
read that one. Like
Yeah.
Love and Respect, how women need love and men need respect. And that was like my book of
Oh,
like
man. That is a
like,
big
oh,
trigger for me.
is it?
Yes. I
Sorry.
can't. Oh, no, it's fine. I think
But that
there's
was mine where I was like, I've got it all figured out because I read Love and Respect. I'm ready now.
So maybe let's just like circle back to that statement
Sure.
of women need love and men
Which
need
I'm not saying
respect.
is
No, no, no,
correct.
no.
It's just that was the book.
Yeah, yeah, at that time. And
Yeah.
I just, I have so many feelings about that one statement. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember having those words said to me at a
Oh,
point in
okay.
time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Where I was like, but don't love and respect mean the same thing?
Mm.
Like if you love somebody, wouldn't you respect them? And then
Mm-hmm.
vice versa?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And
I
I
get it.
just, yeah, I remember just being in having a conversation about what this meant to each of us. And we had very different definitions of it.
Mm.
And for me, that was a moment of disappointment of being
Mm.
like, oh no, how do I navigate this now?
Oh
Like,
no.
what do I do? So,
Yeah.
and I like circling back to the people pleaser thing, I think I was more considerate, not considerate, what's the word I'm trying to find here? More worried about my partner's feelings than I was about my own.
Ooh, I feel that in my soul.
Mm-hmm. Right? So
Yeah.
let's unpack that
Oh,
if you want.
we can't. Well, yeah, we can. I can't unpack it too much without
Yeah.
being disrespectful to the other person. But I would say that my people pleaser personality was very much like, let me help you with your problems and everything that's ailing you. And let's make this all about you because you are the one who needs my support.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was in fixer mode, I think, from the like when we got engaged on. Very much like I want to help you and like let's conquer all these things that are bothering you together.
Mm-hmm. I wonder, would you say that it's more of an accurate statement where support kind of like that word support masks that behavior of like I'm being the
Mm,
supportive wife.
yeah, like but like, is it really support or are you just
No,
like, are you
it's
just like
not.
obsessed with
Or
just
even
putting yourself?
enabling.
Yeah, enable, I guess too. Yeah, I'm an enabler.
I mean, I'm also an enabler through and through. I mean, I was
Oh,
not
yeah.
like with many different people in my life.
But I also think focusing on someone else's problems helps you not address your own.
Oh, yes.
It's like, let's
Yes.
let's fix all of these things and I'm not going to worry about myself.
Yeah.
And like
That's
maybe the
also
things I
true.
need to work on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Especially
a
if
good
the
point.
communication is not good, like and you're not being called out on your stuff.
Yeah.
Where's the accountability?
Mm-hmm.
It's a slippery slope as well.
That is a slippery slope. You're right. Accountability.
Accountability. You gotta have someone holding you accountable. Otherwise, it's just things are gonna get out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
Yeah.
communication needs to be there. If something is bothering someone, they need to be able to feel like you're a safe space for them to tell you what's
Mm-hmm.
bothering them, you know? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a two-way street.
Yes. Yes. I agree. I think that segues beautifully into the next point of how have we changed and maybe
Mm.
outgrew who we were in our 20s to who we are
Mm-hmm.
today.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like just to kind of tag on to that communication part, I thought
We
I
thought
think
we were
that
so great, Lainey.
so great.
We're like,
Yeah, I
we
thought I've got this down. I know exactly
yeah.
what I'm doing. But like you took on the role of like the fixer. I do love to be helpful. I think I try
Mm-hmm.
to like use the word helpful versus like fixing. I'm
Yeah.
just being a good
Fair.
support. I'm a supportive
Yeah.
person. Um, but there was one piece of advice that I got in my early days of marriage, and it was if it's bothering you more than the other person, you just take care of it and like not, you just do it, which I don't
Oh,
think is very good advice reflecting
no.
back onto it because I was like, oh, it everything bothers me more, so I'm just gonna do
So let me
everything,
just do it
and
all.
it's fine because then now it's like now it's done and it's done the way that I like. And that's been a really hard thing for me to unlearn,
Mm,
even in my current relationship, is I'm terrible at asking for help and letting people help me. And
yeah.
that's not a great quality. It's not something I'm
Mm,
proud of, you know?
not for
So
yourself, especially.
no, because it just puts me in these, I put myself in these situations of, I'll just do it. I'll just do it. Like when
Yeah.
there is somebody literally like sitting next to me who wants to help, who wants to be part of
Yeah.
this partnership. And like they, yeah, I should, and it is something I'm working on and we are making good strides in, I would just like to add. But it's back then, it was definitely that advice I took to heart. And
Yeah.
I don't, that was not good advice. No.
I don't
So,
know. I don't think that
no,
served you so well.
it did not serve me
I
at
feel bad
all.
though. I feel like I was very similar. And it's hard to ask for help. Like,
Yeah.
it's just hard. But it's
Hmm.
easier when someone is like consistently offering it and
Hmm.
consistently like asking and being like,
Yes.
how can I help you? You know, that does make it
Hmm.
easier. But if you don't have that, then it's definitely easier to just take it all on because it's
Yeah.
just,
You
you
only
can
have
get it
yourself
done.
to rely on. So,
Yeah.
and
And
I'm
you know that
reliable.
you're, yeah, exactly. Just what I was going to say.
Yeah. What other ways do you think you've changed?
um, I think communication is definitely the big one. Like I thought I was a great communicator, but I
Hmm.
was not. I very much avoided communication as we touched on last week. Um, but I think too, one that I'm still actively working on is just like communicating my feelings. It's so much
Mm.
easier to just like if you're upset about something, just like bottle it up and just like be like, okay, I can like this will bother me, but it's only for a little bit, and then we'll like move on and it'll be
Yeah.
fine. And I don't have to like bring up that it's bothering me. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But if your partner's like super intuitive and like knows you and they know
Hmm.
that something's bothering you, that's where the
Yes.
issues come to play. And
Yes.
so I think that's a big one that I'm working on is just like speaking up when something is bothering me instead of just thinking that I'll be able to get over it, you know? Which I can, but it's like just communicate it, you know? And then we can like
It's,
maybe avoid it in the future.
yes. I can definitely relate to that, like on a cellular level.
Yeah.
I also have a really hard time, or had, I'm going to say had, because I feel like I've come
Mm.
a long way, had a
Mm-hmm.
really hard time communicating my feelings in the moment. Like saying,
Yes.
like, I
Yes.
feel mad, I'm
Yeah.
sad, I'm happy, even like joyful ones. I'm very like
Yeah.
nonchalant about life. Like, does anything excite you? Nope. I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's
Just
fine.
walking through life like,
Yeah. Oh, that's what a beautiful sunrise, you know?
what a lovely day.
Yeah.
No, I feel
So
that.
that is one of the reasons why I started going to therapy, was because
Mm.
I'm like, this is a recurring problem that I keep facing and
Mm.
something that I need to work through. And it's not fair to me or my partner
Mm-hmm.
to like suppress all of those feelings,
Yes.
you know, or even just being like, oh my God, something is hurting me or like was very hurtful that was said. And I just kind of like run away and go inward and try to like
Yeah.
sort it out myself
Mm-hmm.
instead of speaking up in the moment and saying, like, hey, I don't really like the way that that came out. Or maybe I can ask some more clarifying questions like, did you really mean to say it this way?
Yes,
Or,
because maybe they didn't. And then we're
yes.
internalizing all this stuff and taking all our energy and time to be like, oh my God, like,
Yeah.
when really they didn't mean what it came across as.
Yes.
Communication.
Communication, such a big one.
Such a big one.
Yes. Crazy. And how, I don't know. I don't feel like for me, that was very well demonstrated to me
Mm.
growing up, like talking about the hard things and communicating in that fashion,
Yep.
you know, like, I, yeah, I think it's
I think,
important too to have somebody who you can communicate, like where you feel safe with to communicate
Yes.
those
Yes.
feelings, because you have to be, or you are quite vulnerable in those moments. And if you have somebody that you're trying to be like, hey, what you said actually hurt me, or whatever it may be, and they shut you down, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think it
Yeah.
takes
Then
a
you just
good,
stop coming to them, you know?
yeah, yeah,
Nobody wants to be shut down.
no, no. And I think that that's a hard thing to understand when you're newly married or in a new relationship, or you're even trying to figure out what your communication style is or how to communicate effectively
Yeah.
when you don't have like that much adult experience in these kinds of situations.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hindsight.
Yes. Always 2020. Always
Always
2020.
2020. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's important to note like the communication styles that were demonstrated to you as well, because that's really all
Mm-hmm.
you know? And like when you're in that environment all the time and that's all you see. I think a big one for me now, and heard like lots of like clips about it or whatnot, about especially having a child at home, is about demonstrating like conflict resolution in front of them as well. So the
Mm-hmm.
child is not just seeing the conflict, they're seeing how you come together with your partner to resolve it.
Yes.
And I think that one's huge, because if you're just seeing conflict and you're not seeing how it's being resolved, that's not giving you the tools for yourself as you grow up and go out into a relationship to be able to resolve those conflicts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I feel like that's when I keep like at the forefront of my mind when conflicts arise, is like also demonstrating the resolution so that
Yeah.
my daughter has those tools when she goes out into the world and doesn't just become an avoider anonymous like myself.
There you go. And I think it's also important to demonstrate to any child, whether it's your own child or even like
Yeah,
your
any
niece or
child.
nephew or anyone, but demonstrating how to stand up for yourself in the moment, but in a
Yes.
respectful way,
Mm-hmm.
and learning how to call somebody out when you're like, hey, why are you talking to me that way? Or if, like,
Yeah.
conflicts are getting heated, which, they do,
Yep.
and just be like, hey, let's just take a minute and reset here because this is becoming wildly unproductive or whatever it
Yeah.
may be.
Yep.
And I think that's even like some steps that I've taken, even with my stepson, is like if he's getting amplified and I'm trying to remain calm, I just like, and kids are learning to self regulate
Yep.
as like honestly, same as I
Same.
am too.
Same,
Same, we're
same.
in it together. But even as he's, starting to raise his voice at me, I just calmly like, please do not talk to me that way because
Yep.
I don't like to be yelled at. I don't yell at people, or try my best not to, because I don't like to be talked to that way. And
Yeah.
I stop listening when people yell at me, honestly. Like,
Yeah. I shut
don't
down.
talk to me when, yeah, like, no thanks.
Beep, boop, boop.
Yeah, going inward now.
Yeah. Mm.
So, yeah, I think that's a great point of just, you know, demonstrating what communication looks like to the younger generation and how to solve things
Yeah.
productively
Yep.
in front of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. So much responsibility.
It is so much responsibility. Just raising little humans.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. So, married for 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
That is that
It's a
is
long
a
time.
substantial amount of time.
It's a substantial amount of
It
time.
is. So, did you notice like a quiet unraveling, or was there like a big event, or what what did it
Hmm.
look like for you?
I think it was definitely more the quiet unraveling.
Mm-hmm.
Like just, kind of floating into roommate zone.
Mm.
territory where you're just kind of like existing together, and
Mm-hmm.
like doing the day-to-days together, raising a child together. Like it's very easy to kind of lose focus on the relationship, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
I'd imagine that like having the child as the focus, right? Because
yeah.
like I don't have a child of my own, so I didn't have that experience of raising a small human
Mm-hmm.
with my partner, right? So
Yeah.
I think that would be quite a dynamic shift, even in the relationship of the focus being more so on the two of you to now, oh, there's this baby here. Like,
Yeah.
let's all focus on that.
Surprise. um, yeah. And it's easy to focus on them too,
Yeah.
especially if there are maybe like cracks in the foundation. It's so much easier to avoid them and just
Hmm.
put all your energy into the child
Yeah.
and not so much the partnership that came before the child.
Right. So I'm sure there's, things that could have gone unnoticed or even just
Yeah.
that's there,
Like
but oh
between
well.
work and
Hmm.
our daughter and like even just those aspects, it's easy to like not make time, to focus
Hmm.
on the relationship
Yeah.
or the breakdown of the relationship if that's what's happening.
Hmm. I would say my was also a quiet unraveling.
Mm.
I think because we didn't have any kids, it was, you know, I'm I'm going to steal this wording from somebody that I follow on Instagram who also went through a separation divorce, but like more of whispers that you start to hear of,
Mm.
oh, there could be some issues, but we're having some good times right now, so it'll be fine. We'll work it out. We'll work through it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Um, that in between phase for us, or for me, anyways, I won't speak for anybody else, but for me was um, trying to figure out how to move forward out of whatever, you know, kind of we sort of transitioned to like a roommate type phase too, where we were kind of living our own lives and then would on occasion come back
Meet up.
together and meet up and do things together like, oh, like let's try to, go out for coffee or, I tried to take more interest in his interests and show up there because that's, where he was spending all of his time. And I was like, oh, well, this is where you're going to be. Like,
Let
I'm
me
going to
join
show
you.
up too. Here I am. So, yeah, I think that's what it mostly started looking like for me. Um, was that weird in between phase of, you know, our lives were starting to become a little bit more separate
Yeah.
day by day, but it wasn't all at once. It wasn't like a big overnight
Hmm.
shift. It was like little whispers and
Yeah.
that quiet unraveling, right? Where the stressors of life, like you think, like for me, I thought like that's what it was. Like we were in the midst of a renovation, which was nothing that
Whew.
neither of us have really experienced, like in our
Yeah.
own little home. And that was a whole other experience that I learned a lot from. And yeah, that was a time.
Renos are a test. True
They
test.
are a test.
Uh,
Yes,
I
definitely a
remember when my
test.
parents renoed. Oh my gosh. The fights that were heard.
Oh no. But did you witness conflict resolution?
No, see, this is what I
Interesting.
like. If I think back, I don't think I did,
Hmm.
which is some
Hmm.
reflection, some reflecting time.
Yeah.
But yeah, the renos. I don't know if I ever want to do a reno.
I mean, yep. I also had said I would never renovate a house because I'm
Yeah,
a big
no,
I never
you
person,
did the
but
never thing. Yep.
I did it again. So with
Oh,
somebody
lady.
different. But yeah, it we made it through. And
Good job.
yes,
You
because we worked on
persevered.
communication. Communication is the
It is
key
key,
one.
especially in the renos.
Yes, yes.
Oh.
So how did you, during the quiet unraveling,
Mm.
how did you show up for yourself? Or did you show up for yourself? Or what did that shift look like for
Ooh,
you?
I don't think I showed up for myself. I
No?
think I did everything I could to distract myself
Mm,
from the quiet unraveling and just
hmm.
be like, this isn't happening.
Right.
Let me keep busy. Whether it was like work or my daughter or friends, I was just like, we're going to keep ourselves busy and keep
Hmm.
ourselves with plans
Hmm.
and not acknowledge what is potentially happening at the moment.
Right.
Denial, denial, denial. That's
I
how I
mean,
coped.
it's what you needed at the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember our motto? If we don't laugh, we cry.
Oh, yes.
That is my motto.
Yes.
Just laughed my way through it. As I'm still doing. um but yeah, I very much just kept busy.
Hmm. I got really heavily into like social media where
Oh
I would,
yes.
yes, I would story like it was my, like on Instagram stories all day, every
Mm.
day. I was, I spent a lot of time with
Yeah.
friends too. I
Yeah.
spent a lot, I was living, so my sister and I shared a house. We bought a house together with our spouses at the time. And so I was in the basement and she had the top floor. And I
Mm-hmm.
was up there all the time. I spent a lot of time with her and her girls, my
Mm-hmm.
nieces. Um, yeah, I kept busy in that sort of way. I also,
Mm-hmm.
every trip there was to go on work, I like raised my hand, like, sure, I'll go there. That sounds like fun, new experiences. I love traveling. So even if it is in like Canada or the
Yeah.
Pacific Northwest, right? So yeah, I definitely kept busy in that sense, but yes, I was very into social media of
I
I don't
actually
even
just
know.
remembered I ran so much. I was literally just running from my problems. Remember my running phase?
Yes.
I was literally just running from my problems,
Oh,
but like
that's so good.
physically running.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
every day.
It's
Gosh, I
coping
forgot about that.
mechanisms, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Coping mechanisms. So, Rochelle, the question is, how did it end?
Well, I don't think it was one moment or one thing, but I think my overall thought process, which I unpacked a lot in therapy after, was what do I want to demonstrate to my daughter as a relationship that I would
Mm-hmm.
want her to have? And like, do I want her to grow up seeing her mom not necessarily super happy or like loving or like what have you? It was very much like what relationship do I want to model for my daughter?
Mm-hmm.
And this is not it.
Right.
And I think that's ultimately was how I knew.
Mm-hmm.
It was much more than that, but to simplify it, it was very much that. And I think that also comes with a lot of guilt when there is a child involved
Mm-hmm.
of breaking up the marriage. Um, and therapy definitely helped with like reassuring me that that was the right call for me.
Right.
Um, Not staying somewhere where I was super unhappy and not
Was
thriving necessarily.
was there like a question, like a question that kind of like helped you come to that realization, or that the therapist asked, or was it more of just like a slow unpacking with the
I
therapist
think it
over
was more
time?
of an unpacking because of the like enormous guilt I felt
Mm.
of like having my daughter have two homes and
Yeah.
like not have her parents together. She was very young.
Mm-hmm.
Um so I feel like that may have been a bit better cuz she didn't fully maybe understand at the time what was happening. She does now and we still talk about it, but
Mm-hmm.
um I think just the guilt around that and the guilt
Mm-hmm.
that I felt from people as well. Like it's a lot to deal with. And yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole other thing
That's
too
a
of
whole other topic. The aftermath of
the aftermath. Yeah.
divorce and the
And maybe
dark
we
hole I
can.
disappeared into.
Oh no. Maybe
Ah,
this is a two-parter.
it might be a two-parter.
Yeah, because I think it's the how did it end and then the what now?
Yeah,
How do we move on?
that's a whole other episode.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Okay, I like that idea actually.
Okay, great.
Cool. Um, for me, the how did it end realization or those moments like the quiet whispers and the quiet
Mm-hmm.
unraveling and things like that was I finally came to the realization. I think I was in denial a lot too, honestly, and
As we
had,
do.
as we do, because like who wants to come to that realization of like, oh shoot, like this actually isn't really working and this isn't a healthy relationship
It's a
that I'm
tough one.
participating in.
Mm.
Yeah, and also owning up to your own part in it because I think everybody loves to play, not everybody, but there's like the blame game, right? Oh, he
Yeah.
didn't do this and he treated me like that. But like, what about me and my
Yep.
actions? Like a relationship is a partnership,
Yeah.
whether one person's pulling their own weight or not, but still you need two people to make it work and there's two
You
people
need
who
two
don't
to
make it
tango.
work. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, um, anyways, to get back to the question as I segued out of it, to pull myself back into it, it was more of a realization of, huh, I just want to be with somebody who wants to spend time with me,
Mm.
who
Mm-hmm.
enjoys being around me all of the time, not just like part of the time, but like
Yeah.
who wants just to hang out or yeah, ultimately it's just like I just want to be with somebody who wants to be with me. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that person also deserves somebody who genuinely wants to be with them and do all the things that they're interested in doing. Not saying that you can't have successful relationships where you don't enjoy doing the
Yeah.
same
Different
things, but
interests. Yep.
I think different interests are healthy. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But
someone
there's
who
got to be
just
some time together.
yeah. And where it's mutual and it's
Yeah.
like we
You're
both
both enjoying it.
genuinely exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think near the end of my relationship, of my first marriage, it was getting to that point where, well, I'd rather go be doing this thing than not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was my defining moment for me of being like, huh, all right, so
Hmm.
I'm gonna actually start choosing me
Mm.
because nobody else is. So
Oh. Ah.
ah,
Sorry.
that's okay. Yeah,
That was
it's a
sad.
hard one. That was sad. But yeah, I think that's that's a big thing. I think it's hard for me. That was a hard realization and that was like a
Mm-hmm.
hard thing. But I tell you, as soon as I started to choose me in that moment and
Mm-hmm.
you know, the unraveling of like coming to the decision that this relationship for the both of us actually isn't working and it was a very like mutual decision in
Yeah.
my situation. But once I started to choose me and decided like we need to like face this head on and start having some like hard conversations, that's when I started feeling more like myself again.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And like realizing like, hey, I'm actually pretty brave.
Yeah,
And
you are.
oh, thanks. But and I'm a cool person.
You,
You know?
you
Cuz
are.
I think like when you start to have those experiences of being like, oh, the one person that I'm, choosing to be with, like
Yeah, you
not
start to question
necessarily,
yourself.
yeah, not necessarily super interested in like spending time with me. Like, huh,
Am I not fun?
yeah, am I not a good time? Because everybody that I hang out with seems to enjoy to hang out with me. So it starts to become like this weird,
Mine
like,
thing.
yes, it gets very
Yeah.
confusing it got very confusing inside of my brain. So
Mm.
it was definitely like the outward noise versus the inward noise was
Mm,
very conflicting.
yeah.
So, and they say that like actions speak louder than words. And I think I started paying attention more to
To the
the
actions.
actions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how did you know?
That's our how did you know?
Yeah. And it's different for everybody too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that like going through that experience, because I remember too, like as it was happening and coming to the realization of like, oh, this marriage for me is ending. I remember that statistic in my brain of like 50% of marriages end in divorce. And because I come from a family that, my parents are divorced, I remember being so set on never being that part of that statistic.
Yeah.
And then when it was happening, being like, out of all of my siblings, I thought
No.
that this would not happen to me.
Oh my gosh.
And like I have four sisters and three of them were married. Like the four, like the out of the five of us, four of us got married all within like 2 years of each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I just remember being like, oh, it's never gonna be me.
Won't be me.
And I was the first one, which is, again, I think the universe just loves to humble me, and I accept it because I think I'm a better
You're...
person for being humbled. But
Oh.
yeah, I
Well,
still,
you never think it's gonna be you, you know?
oh,
You
I
don't,
know.
you
You
just,
never do.
you never do.
You never do. But even the going through the ending of it all, I don't know. I guess, yeah, we can talk about this at a different time. I
Yeah,
have
I
so
feel like
much.
the ending can be a whole nother thing because I feel like there's so much to unpack there. The relationships that are lost, like the
Yes.
guilt, the
Yes.
um what is it? The logistics of it all. Like it all takes a
Yeah.
toll.
Yes.
I feel like that could be a whole nother thing.
Yeah, I agree. That'll be our part two to
That'll
this
be our
part
part
one.
two.
Yeah.
But yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, I guess the moral of the story is I don't know what the moral of the story is, honestly. I think it's just like we're just talking through our experiences. I don't think there's
Yeah.
any real like super moral of the story, but I honestly, from both of our experiences, and I don't know if this is a bit bold to say or not, but and correct me if this isn't true for you,
Mm.
but for me, I think it was I lost myself a bit within the
Mm.
marriage because I was so into being a part of like there were so many new experiences for me and new communities of people that I haven't really had been a part of, like the church being one was
Yeah.
a very different way of not just life, but a different way of community, a different group of people that I've never really had been a part of before.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the whole like different family dynamics that come in with marriage with like the in-laws and
Yeah.
it was just very polar opposite from how I grew up. So I think I definitely
Mm.
had gotten lost within that. And
Mm-hmm.
then the moment where I was like I had mentioned before, where I'm going to choose myself, I feel like I've just kind of figured out how to come back to myself. And I know, like
Mm.
I've talked about this before, but I think many people have experienced losing themselves in one way or another. And it may
Yeah.
not have just been like within a relationship, but maybe some other experiences. So I just think that's was such an empowering time for me of just coming back to myself and then starting
Yeah.
that whole journey of who is Lainey?
Who am I?
Who am I? And what type of person do I really want to be? You know?
Mm. Yeah.
So I don't know. Did you ever feel like you kind of lost sight of yourself throughout
Yeah.
that time?
Yeah. I think I just very much made myself about the other person. And
Mm,
like to my own detriment, didn't perhaps ask for what I needed or really even think about what I needed because I was just very
Mm-hmm.
much focused on what my partner needed.
Yeah.
Um, and I thought that I was going to be the one to provide that.
Right.
So I think even just not, once again, back to communication, like communicating my own needs, or maybe even just thinking about my own needs. Like, I feel like naturally I just put them to the side and it was like partner and eventually child come first. And it's
Yeah.
so easy to do that.
And do you think, I just had a thought, do you think that was a narrative that you were taught from growing up the way you grew up?
Ooh, perhaps. um,
Let's
yeah.
go back to that love and respect
Oh,
line.
yes. Do we want to? I just think it was very much like, I don't know if I want to dive into that.
Hmm.
I don't want to offend anyone. It's
I
just
don't think
very much
it's,
like the the man is the head of the household.
yeah.
And it's like that's just what it was. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think that was a little bit ingrained into me that like that was what needed to come first.
Mm-hmm. But I don't even think that's like offensive in any
Yeah, I
way,
guess not.
just because that is very much the messaging when
Yeah.
you get married.
It is.
It
It
is. It
is.
is. And I don't think there's, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that, like us saying
Mm,
that, like that was the messaging. I
yeah, that was the
think
messaging.
that takes away the whole partnership aspect of marriage, which it
Mm-hmm.
actually like really much is. Like you definitely need two people to make it work. So,
Yes.
anyways, that was a thought. Maybe we can unpack that next time. I think we got into some great conversation today, and thank you, Rochelle, for I don't know, being brave and willing to unpack it, you know?
Thank
I think it,
you.
oh, you're welcome. I think it's a lot of people kind of like to put certain situations into a box and experiences into a box and then just like archive them away. But I think
Tuck them away and
exactly. And I think there's a lot of people who are who are going through similar
mm,
experiences or having, you know, these thoughts, and hopefully this can help people bring some more clarity as to, you know, listen to those whispers or and it doesn't necessarily mean that your relationship needs to end.
no, maybe it
If
just needs to be addressed.
exactly, let's just hopefully this my hope is that listening to this episode and if you're going through some hard times in any relationship that this will give you courage to take a breath, trust yourself, and
Mm,
have those hard conversations with whomever you need to have hard conversations
mm-hmm.
with. Because that is where you'll get the most clarity. And even though it is so hard and
So
uncomfortable,
hard.
you'll both be better for it.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. It'll be better for it in the long run.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always good just to like air it out rather than going inward and keeping it all in
Bottle it
because
up because it's going to explode one day.
it will and it'll come out in a way that wasn't intended
Might
to
not
come
be
out.
pretty. Might not be
Yeah.
pretty.
Yes. Anyways, thank you everyone for listening. We appreciate you. We appreciate the
Mm-hmm.
comments and people reaching out. That's
We
always like the
do.
fun part of it.
It's the best
If
part.
you had your own experience of any kind of relationship, doesn't necessarily need to be a marriage. That's just been like our experience, not our relationship, our experience. um, and you had some defining moments. Please share with us in the comments. We would love to hear and know about your experiences and how you got through it and what sort of things bubbled up for you and how did you come out the other side from it?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, share with us. Anyways, everyone, we love you.
We miss you.
And thank you again so much for watching and listening.
Yes, thank you.
Until next time. Bye.
Bye.